Okay, welcome to the fourth part in our little tutorial series. So, last video we finished off with our little scene with Captain America and Thanos facing off in the street. We looked at the Magic Wand tool and the Polygon Lasso tool and the Lasso tool to look at the differences between the advantages and disadvantages of those tools and how effective they can be in different circumstances. So in this fourth video, we're going to have a look at how we can sort of change the size and shape of these images, how we can change their rotation, so we can create our little fight scene that looks good and will look good on a poster. Because at the moment, we've got Captain America, who's too big for the street, and Thanos, who's a little bit smaller and is not actually facing Captain America. So, to start making these changes, I'm going to start with Captain America. So, to start making changes, you're going to want to make sure you've clicked on the layer that we're wanting to edit, so Captain America, and then go to Edit. So near the bottom here, we've got a selection called Transform with a little arrow. So if you hover on Transform, it'll give you loads of different options. So the one we're going to start with is Scale. So what this does, it creates a little box around Captain America where we can start scaling our image, just like you might do in Word. Except there's going to be some little differences here. So what we could do is go straight in, click one of the boxes and start moving the image in. And then when we finish, you just press enter. But now, our image, yeah, it's about the right size, but it looks a little bit blurry. And it's a little bit distorted in the shape because his arms look a lot shorter and stubby than his legs. That's because we moved the image inwards. So I'm going to want to undo that and put our image back to the right size. So if I go back to Edit, Transform and Scale, to scale everything at the same time, so it doesn't lose any pixels or become distorted, what I can do is go to one of these corners here, doesn't matter which corner, as long as it's sort of diagonal, and I want to hold down Shift. That's the key with the little arrow facing upwards on your keyboard. If you hold that down, and then move the image, notice we can't move it side to side anymore. We can only move it in this scale. So I'm going to move it down to about the right scale, let go of Shift and press Enter. So you can see now, the image is not as blurry and everything looks sort of correct and anatomically correct in terms of his arms aren't stubbier than his legs. So it looks good. So, I'm rather happy with my Captain America now. It's the right shape and it's facing the correct way. So what I want to do now is start changing my Thanos picture. So to do that, I'm going to need to click on the Thanos layer and go back to Edit. So he might be the right size. We'll have a look afterwards. But first, I want to change which way he's facing. So, Transform. We have some options at the bottom. So we could rotate the image, but now he's facing the floor. So I'm going to undo that. There we go. Edit, Transform. So we can rotate the image as much as we want. We can rotate it 180 degrees, but now he's upside down. So I'm going to undo that again. So, at the very bottom here, we've got two options. Flip horizontally or flip vertically. So these two options will allow us to change the sort of plane that our image is on. So if we click flip horizontally, it just flips the image to the reverse of itself. Just like it did if we rotated it 180 degrees. So now, our Thanos character is facing Captain America. Except he's maybe a little bit too tall. So again, I can go to Transform, Scale, hold Shift, remember, and then scale him down a little bit. So, that looks about the right size for Thanos because he was a tall character. So, we've looked at how we can edit and transform our images. So what I want you to do is when you finish this video, finish watching it, go back, have a look over, make sure you get all the skills right. I want you to create your poster with two superheroes facing off. From last video, you might have chosen two different superheroes, so you might have to scale them a little bit differently. But make sure you've got these images with two superheroes facing down in the street. Okay, thank you.